And so now we're going to talk about the last subject that people are talking about in the comment section on this particular TMC post that I have seen across the board. All these subjects that we've discussed tonight are kind of the general consensus of what people are talking about, what we're talking about, the comment section, the for the people, by the people. And here's the one that's a little triggering. So if you're sensitive to the subject of victim blaming, then you might want to take a pause on this one or fast forward. So I'm going to read you the first thing that directly is how the law works. And it's scary because it's true. And it says, you know what all this means? Doubt. All the defense needs to prove is doubt. And then somebody exactly agrees with them by saying exactly right. Now, we go on to the person who's actually been in a situation like this, who knows the degree of it, but they're explaining the mentality because a lot of people don't understand what victimization through mental warfare is, and it's a very, very real thing. And so this person says it all starts off good when you're in a loving relationship trying to keep your man, but when it gets bad and you no longer want to participate and are forced to do things when you're in an abusive relationship, it can mess with your mindset, especially when they have control over the victim. And then somebody writes back and says, if you can get away, you're not forced. Adults have to be responsible for their actions. In therapy, women learn empowerment, not powerless. Okay, first of all, that's not even correct English. The next comment, yeah, it's called Stockholm Syndrome. That one has 8 replies. Let's see what they say. We have to stop loosely throwing out terms and definitions. Shake my head. I could not agree with you more. The next person also agrees with that and says exactly. Thank the Lord. The next person says, was she diagnosed or you're just saying some random shit? Good, I'm glad people are calling her out for saying that. Next question. It's weird to diagnose somebody with mental disorder, especially one that's not an official one. Okay. And the next comment, it's called making a decision. See, because it's more complicated than that. That person that wrote that doesn't understand what mental coercion is, does not understand the deep, deep waters that mental persuasion and gaslighting can do. Good for them. They're blessed in a lot of ways. They've never experienced it, or they're soaking in it. And the next one says, no, wrong, not even close, in regards to it being Stockholm Syndrome. No one is buying that nonsense. Next one. That's true. We can say she had Stockholm Syndrome, but it can also be that he's bipolar and a narcissist. They both were drug addicts and had a very toxic and volatile relationship. We'll call it what it is. They are both responsible for their actions. That's terrifying.